As I said earlier on, mining constitutes a significant proportion of your foreign earnings. So there's probably a case now with the commodities boom to do everything you can to attract investments. What are you doing?
You see, Namibia has historically been a favorite destination for foreign investment in the mineral sector. This has, to an extent, been driven by the fact that we have very transparent processes, all the way from the legislations to the procedures for, in particular, granting mineral rights, as well as back again, we have a system where it allows for repatriation of both capital and profits. So the investment world out there feels that there is so much to offer in Namibia. Infrastructure is there, the mineral database that we have, the geological information is readily available, and that's basically what makes it much more competitive than other places where perhaps you can find bigger and better deposits.
The flavor of the month seems to be uranium, obviously, with huge investments in energy worldwide. That seems to be what people are wanting. We're seeing a huge profile of investors, particularly from Australia and Canada, seeking some of those opportunities in Namibia. How are you capitalizing on them? What sort of deals are in the pipeline? Could you give us an indication?
We have gone from one uranium mine in the late 70s to two in the last 5 years. Now we have got a potential to develop at least 3 or 4 other mines in the next 3 years or so. Now, there are a few benefits already to Namibia, including payment of royalties, taxes, employment here and there. But the biggest move that the Namibian government has made so far is to establish a government-owned company that will cater for the interests of the government in this industry. We would no longer be passive, but very active in the industry. To that end, the company called Epangelo Mining has started negotiations with other private companies involved in the industry, including the most publicized uranium deposit in Namibia, the Husa project, which I'm sure you must have heard about. This company is negotiating to have an interest of 10% in that company. To me and to the Namibian government, that is a great move from being a regulatory government into an active participant in the industry.
What about building on competitive advantages that you already have, for instance, in offshore diamond mining? Despite the volatility of diamonds in general, there's still a case to be argued for perpetual investments in this sector. You've also reopened copper mines in the north. There is a sense that your areas of concentration would be in copper and uranium, less so in diamonds. Is that the strategy?
Not necessarily so. One will need to understand that the traditional mining from uranium of the onshore deposits, it's diminishing as we go. The onshore deposits have been mined for over 100 years now. What has happened is the industry has now moved from onshore to offshore, to an extent where up to about 64–65% of our diamonds are mined offshore. Now, obviously, we are not the biggest producers of diamonds. We produce only, the highest caratage we have produced is about 2.1 million. if you compare that to other countries like Botswana, etc., you see that that's a drop in the ocean. But the advantage that we have there is our diamonds are better than the diamonds from elsewhere in the world, being 98% gem quality.
All right.
So
we have to leave it there.
We are not moving from.
We have to leave it there, unfortunately, but we get the sense that it doesn't make sense to concentrate on something that's dwindling in production, but it's still a core element of your mining sector. Thanks so much for your time there, Mr. Erastus Shivelo.